I am working on a project you could kind of see. I got a Tina Turner inspired wig going on, the Thunderdome version, and I am about to make a blouse and her earrings. As you know, I'm a huge fan of Tina Turner, and I say I'm a huge fan, I would say the little Jodie, when she was very little, when she used to scream her songs and her brother would say, "Shut up," and I used to say, "I'm gonna be a star one day." A rock star, that is. I kind of wanted to share my experience of trying to make this outfit work. We have a Wigbowl party at work, and I'm trying to see if I can make it where it's doable, where I can move my head around and not be worried. So let's see how it goes. So one of the things that I'm considering to do, because I don't want to stretch my ear piercing, overlay my ear. So like that. And so what I've done is both ends of my special plastic, it feels like plastic, by the way. This is a type of, I want the hoops to be bigger than this little circle. Alright. So this is my end result. This is my base now that I'll be wrapping around. A 1.16 diameter. At this point, because this is 2, I plan on pulling one of them out. And I am going to do my best not to ruin the form. I do not think both of my earrings will look the same. You know, wire is definitely temperamental. You don't ever know what you're gonna get with it. And I'm sure I could have had like some type of post and just went around it and stuff, but it's all about experimentation for me. The fact that I'm making this big and then bigger, I think what I need to do now is smaller. If I'm not mistaken, if I do wrap this around, yeah, this needs to be smaller. Doesn't it look like I'm knitting? Okay, I'm knitting wire. Alright, so here we go. Do I know what I'm doing? Not really, but I'm kind of liking the results. Alright, so I learned from a mistake. I made this hoop before I should have. Easy mistake, but also an easy fix. Can I remind you that we don't need another hero? Was that kind of scary? Sorry. Her face is just like, it's just like that. You know? Just like a horn on the face. So this is the idea. Because I don't want to be poked on my ear, I'm just going to bend this over and down. I always just see what works. Like, you don't want anybody being poked, and cutting it in a certain angle also helps, because you always go away from yourself. I still need to make a tiara or go buy one, and I think I'll end up making one tonight and attaching it to this piece and seeing if that's something that would look cool. But I'm very excited. This is so cute. I have both of them done now. They're not exactly the same, but like I've said, that wig is going to be like, it's a white wig, and so it's going to be overlaying. So I don't mind. What I've done now is I've gotten this, the 2 pieces of wire that I haven't used, and made it where I don't have to worry about it hanging on my ears. It's pretty much stable. I could probably run around in circles. So yeah. Let's see how the rest of it goes. Next up is the fabric. I decided not to get actual fabric at a fabric store because I was very limited on time. I'm going to be hand sewing some of the stuff anyway, so it's going to be a little time consuming. And I figured that, hey, some of those places like Goodwill and other secondhand stores, they might have stuff that I'm looking for that has that metal look to it. This one I got pretty lucky finding. I think it's the closest to it, but I don't think this silver here is. I actually think this silver reminds me more of that style because it looks like chainmail. This is another kind of chainmail look to it, and I've got some fabric, acrylic silver chrome fabric spray. I'm not completely sure what I'm going to be doing yet, but if you've seen these little things here, you've probably been staring at them for a long time. These are not something I'm going to be putting in my bra, thank you very much. These are shoulder pads. At this point I am cutting out the collar. The only downside to this is my collar actually has the button. Oh noes. But I'm going to go around it. It's the back of my head, why not? Gotta have a button, right? I'm going around the edges right now because it's better to go less than more. There we go. So now I have still something to clasp with to keep it up. I'm definitely liking where it's going. Does this look a little familiar? It kind of does, you know it does. And I made it a little bit more of a V-neck, because her stuff's kind of low cleavage, but this is a work function, people. So I have that, and I cut off the sleeves, and it'll be something like that, and I'll be sewing it to be kind of something like that. So my dilemma right now is obviously the shoulder pads. Shoulder pad wise, this is too big. Yeah. Actually kind of tucks in there pretty nicely too. Like, I'm pretty surprised. I will have to try it out, but I'm having a feeling that this is going to be pretty cool. Whatever I end up sewing, I'm going to have to make sure that this is somehow attached in some way to make it not just like bloop. But it is kind of very snug, as I mentioned, so I'm pretty satisfied. I cut out the sleeves, and this is pretty much half of the vest. I still have some of the edges, but at this point I'm going to put this over, as you've seen. I'm putting it over it so it'll catch, so when I actually sew into there, I'm not it's a little easier than just like, it's just like, it's gotta stay, right? It's gotta stay on here. And then what I'm gonna do is tuck on here, if you can see that. Sew that piece, as you can see. And then what makes this fun is what I'm gonna be able to do, because I have this actually here, I get that lump that she had, that little extra oomph that she has in her shoulder pads. So I've painted a fabric paint over this, and I think it came out pretty decent. So here is where I'm currently at. As you can see, I am I'm pretty happy with what I'm seeing. These have pins right now because I'm still hand sewing it, but for the most part, I think it's doing pretty good. I've only started with one side, and I might end up shredding and taking off the excess. But yeah, with the wrist thing and everything, I'm kind of digging it.